Yo, what is going on, guys? Clutch back again with another video for you guys, and today is going to be another special video. It is going to be the 4-4-2 tactics. I am very excited to give you guys these ones. The 4-4-2 is absolutely crazy this year, so it should be a good one. Before we do get into it, if you can, please drop a like. Would mean the world to me. If you have any questions, want any help at all, let me know down in the comments below. And if you can, please drop a sub. We are trying to hit 5k. And it would be a massive, massive help. Again, also before we get into it as well, if you are interested in having your weekend league played this weekend, look in the description down below. You can get 10% off using code CLUTCH at checkout. So yeah. All right then, guys. Right, we're going to get into it. So 4-4-2. Defensive style, balanced. Again, for me, I'm trying not to use too many press tactics. It's not particularly working that amazingly for me this year, apart from for one or two formations. So just for the 4-4-2, literally just balanced for that. No pressing, just kind of trying to keep it really quite simple there. Now the width, 45. I spoke about it plenty of times in my videos if you've watched them before. Basically, it's just to keep those fullbacks just a little bit narrow. Try and make sure basically that through balls don't come in between those gaps between our fullbacks and our centre backs. Now we got the 71 depth. If you haven't looked into the 71 depth or don't know what it is, basically they've changed depth this year. So how the best way to explain it. So basically the game helps press now. The higher your depth is, obviously with the line being higher, that means that it helps you press the ball. It's a bit broken, it's a bit overpowered, which is why everyone is using it. I know everyone's kind of bored of it, but you know you got to do what you got to do to win games of FIFA, guys. So yeah, 45 depth. 45 width, 71 depth for those two there. The build-up play, balanced again. Now with the 4-4-2, you could maybe go about using maybe long ball, or maybe even using a bit of fast build-up if that's what you wanted to use. But for me, when I'm playing with a 4-4-2, again, it's a lot about picking up the ball, dribbling, making the right passes. It's a lot of good passing patterns, things like that. So I'm not really looking to really do anything too crazy again. I kind of want players to be where I want them to be, and there's not going to be too much going on there. So just balance for me. Chance creation is on direct passing. Now that is mainly just because we want to abuse those through balls. Obviously you'll usually have fast attackers with good attacking positioning that makes them better in behind runs. So I think personally you'll really enjoy that if you are using direct passing, because obviously we all know how busted through balls are. Now the width is on 40. Again, it's mainly just down to the fact that we have the two wingers. We do want them to be a little bit narrower when we are going forward. Now, that is mainly just down to the fact of sometimes they can go a bit too wide and be a bit too isolated. So I just try to tuck them in ever so slightly just to get a little bit more involved with the midfielders, a bit involved with the strikers, and really just try and build up play that way. Now, the players in the box is on 6. Now, that is mainly because I only really want my attackers and my left mid, right mids to kind of get involved in the attacks. Obviously, the midfielders will a little bit, and I'll talk about that a bit more in the instructions. But yeah, just 6 players in the box. We don't want to commit too many people forward. And then we've got the corners and the free kicks. I'll be back in a sec to show you guys the instructions. Do you want to have an amazing team like this? Well, head over to iggm.com to get the cheapest and most reliable coins on FC24 and use code CLUTCH at checkout for 5% off. So guys, like I said, we are going to go into the instructions now. That's obviously how I had the team set up. And this is the team. So we do have both strikers on stay central getting behind. It sounds more complicated than it is. It really is just about having 2 players in the central areas making in behind runs. Because obviously we all know how good through balls are. And obviously if you pick the ball up with one striker, you can make the other one do runs as well. Also, it just means that when you pick up the ball in midfield and with the wide players, you just have constant passing options and ways to create chances. Because even if you can't pass to one of them making the run in behind, that will then open space up for your other players because they'll drag defenders out the way. So we do have both of them on stay central getting behind. Now, we do have both midfielders on stay back while attacking cover centre. Now, this is mainly just down to the fact that I do just want to try and protect our back line as much as I can. I would understand maybe if you wanted to have one slightly more attacking centre midfielder. It really does just come down to the individual. Just for me personally, I just try to be as defensive as I can. Wroetoshaw is a good player for it still. Like, even though his defensive stats aren't amazing, he's still kind of good enough at it. And he's so good on the ball as well that you can carry the ball up the pitch high and really do well. So yeah, and obviously you have like your Chouameni style, more defensive midfielder that will help basically protect that back line as much as possible. Now we are going to go on to our wide midfielders. Now both of them are on come back on defence, cut inside, get in behind, and get into the box for cross. Now come back on defence is on basically because when we are defending, we want our players to come back. But you also have to be aware, guys, that when you are also going forward, they will still go forward. They're not just going to sit back. They will still bomb on and attack, so you don't have to worry about that. Obviously, we do have both for cut inside, as I explained with the width. We just do want them narrower to help create more chances. We do want both of them on getting behind, again, for the through balls. Just spreading wide balls out as well. We just want them attacking that back line as much as possible, causing as much pressure to our opponents. And obviously, we do have them on getting to the box across with back post crosses, cutbacks, things like that. So that is both of the wide mids. We do have both of our centre-backs on default instructions. We do have our goalie on comes for crosses, sweeper, keeper. Now for me, crosses are quite overpowered. So I try and have my keeper on comes for crosses just to win those balls and make sure we don't concede any headers and back post crosses, things like that. And I do also have sweeper keeper on, mainly down to the fact that I don't want, like where I'm playing a high depth line, I don't want my keeper to sit on his line. I want him to try and win the ball and basically stop those extra attacking chances happening even more. And then the last thing is we do also have our fullbacks on stay back while attacking overlap. Now that is because obviously we do want to defend, but also when on the odd occasion they may go forward, we do want them to overlap and go wide compared to tucking it in centrally. Now that is mainly just down to the fact that we want them in those wide areas, and as those wingers cut in, they can fill the gaps in those wide spaces. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you did, like I said, please drop a like. Let me know down in the comments if you did enjoy it, because I want to know what you guys want to see from me. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.